Am I out of focus? Nope. My glasses is dirty. Can't have that. That's real wild when you think you're out of focus and it's really your glasses are just that dirty. That's a shame. What up, Search fam? Sharde here. Welcome or welcome back to the channel. If you're new, my name is Sharde. I'm out here curating and co-creating a cool ass life. And we know that that includes books. And today we're about to talk about my sort of year in reading, as well as how I'm setting my goals for 2025 as far as reading. Because for the last 2 years, your girl been eating books up. And so, yeah, let's talk about it. All right. If you see me looking down, it's because I got my laptop right here. Y'all know usually I got the iPad, but the iPad is charging because she did, because I was watching Christmas movies yesterday. All right. So let's first talk about my reading, not even a reading wrap up, but like how I did this year as far as reading. We still got a few days left. So I'll probably get a few graphic novels in. I read a total of 193 books in the year of our Lord 2024 because mental illness. Anyway, but no, like I'm just kind of an insane reader. Let's be completely honest. Like I read for fun instead of watching things. I read. Like if I have free time, I'm gonna pick up my book, my Kindle, my audiobook, and I'm gonna just be. And when I go places, like when I go to social events, the Kindle is with me. So there you have it. All right. So this year, my goals as far as reading went were to read more audiobooks, to read more books in print format, as well as to read more books by Asian authors. Like I wanted to expand my reading to other things because I do read a lot of Black books and things like that. But I wanted to go outside of my comfort zone. And actually I had a really good year for that. So y'all excuse me, I got the natural light and the sun decided to come out. So it's doing the sun things. So I'm looking at my story graph, and I, for the most part, did reach my goals. I read a lot more print books. It says that 32% of the books that I read were print, 14% were audio, and then 64 were digital, because just digital be easier with me moving around as much as I do. Most months I read over 10 books. There were some months that I read like close to 30 books, but also that includes like graphic novels and things like that. As I've said, if you pick it up and she got pages and she was published, then it counts. As always, I probably did not get, I probably got closer to 200 books because, again, I'm a college professor. I did try to this year keep track of some of the books that I was reading for work and track them on my story graph, but I ain't get it all the time, and I ain't gonna hold you. But I read some of my own work because I write. And so I read my own novellas and novels this year for editing purposes and whatnot. So I've read those a couple of times. So I probably did actually hit the 200 mark, but we're going to say 193. But like I said, there's a few days left, so I might hit that 200. And I'm actually super, super excited about what I did this year. Now, when it comes to making goals for your reading, you really have to go at your own pace. Like, I've seen people whose books was like to read 20 books for the year, and that's great. That's valid. You got to do what you had a capacity for. And so I usually set my story graph, at least for the past 2 years, I set it at 100 books because I know I'm going to read more than that. But I also am a perfectionist, and I will pressure myself and all of the things. So what I do is set it at 100, knowing that I'm going to likely read more than that, so that I don't feel pressured to hit a 200 book mark and feel like I'm just reading to read and taking the fun away from reading, because I've been at a point in my life where reading was not fun for me, and it's very depressing. So keeping track of my books gives me a real sense of how I read, and how much I read, because I up until a couple of years ago, I didn't care. I didn't track it. But I do like the idea of seeing where how much I've read, remembering what I've read, because sometimes the books don't always stick until I'm like, oh yeah, I read that book, or I don't remember that I've read a book in this year or last year. And I'm like, oh, it feels like I read that not too long ago, but I read it 2 years ago. So this year, my reading goal, as far as a number, I'm lowering it. And I'll tell you why. Because I want to read longer books that take a little bit more time. And I want to slow down reading. Am I still probably going to read over 100 books in 2025? Probably. Because I just know me. And I got my book camp book list. And that's always 20, 30 books right there. So the goal is to, one, read less or read larger works that take longer, and give myself the space to be oh, you don't have to read quickly. Sit down and read this book and enjoy it, even if it takes you a minute. To also probably still read more print books. My goal is to read the things that I have at home, because I have so many books at home, and I've been getting better about not going to the bookstore and balling out on books, because I became a library girly again in 2024. So I shop at the library, and it does give me the same sort of satisfaction of going around and finding books, see if they got it, and then picking it up and being able to take it back, but not pulling out my debit card to pay for it. So I am really doing my best to only buy books to where it's I know I'm going to want to read it again. So I want to own it. And I've been buying more pretty books. Maybe one vlog will be me showing off my special edition books, because I have been buying some of those in there, again, for books that I know that I want to own, and that I just enjoyed a lot. So yes, less books for the year. 80 is going to be my bar. More print books, because I have so many. And also I want to read more Indigenous authors, and I want to pick up more Palestinian authors this year. So that is my goal. One of the books that I want to read for the year is The Morrow Thieves, because I taught about it in my science fiction and religion class this past year. And I've had it. I have a digital copy that I started, but I just hadn't sat down and read it because it's not that long. So my goal is to read more books by Indigenous authors. And so I'm super excited about that. I'm going to show you some of the books that are on my sort of TBR for 2025. But as always, friends, we're not going to hold me to anything, because who knows what's going to happen, because I am a mood reader. But these are books that I picked up this year, or they came out this year, and I want to make sure that I wanted to read them, but I had other things that I was reading, especially when I am doing research for, articles that I'm writing or my novels or whatever. I usually prioritize books that are in and around the themes that I'm working through, so that I can just jostle my creativity a little bit. But yes, so no particular order. These are all books that I had bought or were bought for me. So here we go. I want to read A Crown So Cursed by L.L. McKinney. Ciao. listen to me. Hear me well when I say this. If you have not read The Nightmare Verse, what are we doing? Go pick it up. You go pick it up right now because the whole series is done. It's 3 books. I own all 3 books in hardback. And it is so good. It is a dark Alice in Wonderland retelling. It is so good. And I can't wait. I need to know. I need to know what happens to my girl. I need to know what happens to Alice. I need to know if the ship that I got shipping is going to sail. So, yes, I need to stop playing myself. And you already know. I'm also Black as Fuck History by Michael Harriot. I follow Michael Harriot on Twitter. And I love his commentary. So Michael Harriot is a journalist by trade, and he wrote The Unwhitewashed History of America. And I started it. I did. I started it when I purchased it, and I was gagged. It was so good. So I want to pick this back up and finish it. Like I said, bigger books. And we know that I've been reading more of my nonfiction reads in my devotional practice time. And so, like, this will probably be one of them. This might be my February because it just seems right. So we'll see. Also, a couple of years ago, I came up on a book called The Grim Reaper's Lawyer. I don't know if I heard about it from TikTok or if I found it on my own, and then I started following the author Monique on TikTok. She's a lawyer. When she was writing these books, she was in law school and studying for the bar and all that. But she dropped this year the second book called The Missing Gods Lawyer, and I can't wait. I've been chomping at the bit for this one, and when it finally released, did I pre-order it? I might have. I just immediately was like, put it in the cart, send it to me. I need it. She's changed the covers on these, so I'm glad I got this that matches the cover with the other one. I'm probably going to reread the Grim Reaper's Lawyer because it was so good. I've read it a few times because it's hysterical. Like, it is so funny the way Joyce be running Aiden's nerves. She is absolutely chaotic. And so I couldn't wait. In the plot, like the end, the cliffhanger on the Grim Reaper's Lawyer had me going, my dear good sister, my sister in Christ. Where's the second book? So I'm probably going to reread the first one so I could read this because I just enjoyed it so much, even though I'm still well aware of the plot enough that I don't have to, but it was a good time. So do read that one. Another sequel, Heist Royale. I read The Thieves' Gambit this year, and it was so good. I was on the edge of my seat. It was excellent. It was excellent. So I'm excited to read the sequel. Kayvion Lewis did such a good job on Thieves' Gambit. If you have not read it, it's a YA heist with teenagers. It's got travel. And the main female character is she's Jamaican. She's Jamaican American. So yeah, we love that too. So I'm excited about reading that as well, which also goes along with some of the research that I've been doing. Now, one of my sort of research trajectories is that I study African American religious practices, especially like hoodoo and conjure. That's my thing. We go together real bad. So I got a copy of Talking to the Dead, Religion, Music, and Lived Memory Among Gullah Geechee Women. I just picked this up, and I'm super excited to read this because I am teaching a class in the spring of next school year, on Black magical tradition. So I need to start going through my books and like planning my class. So that's for that. I'm super excited. I also got this book called Madness, which is Race and Insanity in a Jim Crow Asylum. I'm so excited about this. I love the idea of talking about mental health, how it showed up, how it's been used as a tool of power, how it showed up, especially within the Jim Crow South, because people don't think about like how mental health and mental health asylums and the sort of nature of them showed up, especially for Black people. So I'm looking forward to this. There's also a release coming out called Religion in the Madhouse or something like that by Judith Weissenfeld, who's a professor out at Princeton or Yale. I don't remember. But she's dropping a book in April. I put the cover over here. And I can't wait to read that. So I'm going to read both of these. These are going to be heavy. So I'm probably going to have to read some fluffy stuff with this to get through because I'm pretty sure it's going to piss me off. There you go. Finally, I want to read Babel. But she thick. Like, we know if you hadn't heard about Babel, Babel thick. You see this? But I started Babel. I'm like 20, 30 pages in. And it's beautifully written. R.F. Kuang, beautifully written. I also have a copy of Yellowface that I want to read. So hopefully we'll be giving R.F. Kuang some love this year. I hadn't decided if I wanted to do this as an audiobook because it's so long, but I enjoy the reading of it. So I'm probably gonna read, and my friend gifted me this copy. So thank you, Jackie. And finally, was so excited for this release. If you haven't read the Legacy of Orisha series by Tomi Adeyemi, where you been? What you doing? Get on it. This is another one that I own all of the books in hard copy. They're so good, and I'm ready to see what the ending is. I mean, this one is beautiful, which also makes me a little sad because my other two are not. Like, this is the thing now in publishing. So that's happening. But I need to sit down and read this. But also, the second one, Children of Vengeance and Virtue, had me stressed. Stressed out, girl. And so, like, I had to take a beat. I had to take a beat on this one. So yes, these are some of the books that I'm hoping to get into in 2025. Hopefully we'll see them on my year wrap up. But also, this is why I wanted to slow down my reading, because there are some heavier books. There are some denser books that I don't just get into easily. I also wanted to read The Killing Moon, which has been sitting on my bookshelf taunting me. I started it. Beautifully written. N.K. Jemisin does the things. I have like so many N.K. Jemisin books, y'all. And I want to read them. But I hadn't had the mental space. But I feel like if I slow down my reading goals and just like give myself a chance with them. And of course, we know how I'm gonna read anyway. Like I gotta have my little smutty books, my smutty little books, and some more YA and just some stuff that's really cute and light and fluffy, because some of these are like heavy, but I want to read them because, again, I have them because I wanted them. And so we got to take our time. So let me know, how are you making your book goals for 2025? Put them in the downstairs area. Let me know. As always, friends, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend about the channel, and we'll see you in the next one. Happy New Year.